So finally we got to see Mephisto. Since the time of WandaVision, there have been so many theories about this character that fans upon hearing his name instantly say, enough bro, we don't want to hear any more about him. But finally, we've seen Mephisto in the Ironheart series, where the ruler of hell is being played by such a Baron Khan. And this character is important because he's connected to the origin story of the biggest villain in the multiverse saga, Doctor Doom. So who really is Mephisto? What is his origin? And what are the sources of his power? And the biggest question of all, is he the devil or a character like Lucifer from DC? So without wasting any more time, let's begin. First of all, let's start with some simple clarification. Like, is Mephisto the ruler of hell? The simple answer is yes, Mephisto is the ruler of hell. But there's an exception here, and that is, this is a hell, not the hell. Meaning the hell that Mephisto lives in is a separate dimension, which he himself has named hell. Don't confuse it at all with the Christian concept of hell. So Mephisto basically lives in a realm named hell. Now the second question, is Mephisto actually Satan or the devil or a Lucifer-like character? The simple answer is absolutely not. Mephisto is not the mythological devil. In fact, Mephisto isn't even a fallen angel. He is a completely separate entity that came into existence like a demon. So why his actions are devil-like? He doesn't belong to that concept. So after these two clarifications, let me tell you what Mephisto actually is. So this goes back to a time when there was nothing in all of existence. At that time, a primordial entity existed named Nemesis. And that era of Nemesis is known as the first cosmos. The current Marvel Comics cosmos is the Earth cosmos. Now Nemesis, after existing for a long time, brings forth creation with their immense power. Since Nemesis was a natural entity, they didn't intend for their creation to be good or devil, and because of that, the creation chose to become evil on its own, and that creation included Mephisto and his race of beings. When Nemesis saw their evilness, she became very sad, and using her power, completely wiped out Mephisto and his race. Then she used her own power to end herself. After Nemesis' end, pieces of her power took the form of the Infinity Gems, and in the new cosmos, Mephisto and his demon race were reborn again. And since Nemesis had rejected them, the Infinity Gems will never accept Mephisto. That's why Mephisto is never able to track the Infinity Gems. This origin of Mephisto is considered the most descriptive so far. Otherwise, Marvel Comics never wanted to give Mephisto a standalone origin, and this origin story was told by Mephisto himself in Silver Surfer Volume 3, issue 45 to Thanos. So now you must understand that Mephisto basically belongs to a cosmic race that look like demons. Meaning Mephisto has existed since even before humans understood the concept of hell. So after learning about Mephisto's past, now it's time to know about Mephisto's obsession with Earth. So like other villains in Marvel Comics, Mephisto is also obsessed with Earth, and there's a very interesting explanation for it. In the comic where Mephisto was introduced, he told Silver Surfer himself what his grand plan is. Mephisto is basically an entity that feeds on evil and negativity and grows powerful from it. That's why he finds human extremely interesting. Mephisto is always fascinated by the fact that the nature to combat evil inside humans is so strong that humans tend to lean toward evil more than good. Mephisto, who powers up from this evil nature, wants to corrupt humans even more, so they keep committing more evil acts, and Mephisto keeps getting more powerful. So that's when he can conquer Earth's entire dimension, and this is the biggest reason why Mephisto appears in the form of a devil. Names his dimension hell, so humans think Mephisto is Satan. Now comes to point that Mephisto gains power from evil and sin, who are his enemies. That question too was answered by Mephisto himself. When Mephisto looks at Silver Surfer, he senses that the Surfer is courageous and his heart is pure, and this enraged Mephisto so much that he sets out to kill Silver Surfer, which shows us that Mephisto deeply hates pure-hearted good people. He believes that as long as such good-hearted people exist, his dream of total dominance will never be fulfilled. That's why either he kills such people or sets out to corrupt them by tempting them with deals and schemes. Now comes to the creation Mephisto is shown in Phase 6, where powers are already off the chart. So how will Mephisto survive now? For those who don't know, let me tell you. Mephisto has been the king of hell for millions of years, and Mephisto is at least powerful enough that he kept the unbound Ghost Rider, the true spirit of vengeance, Zathos, enslaved for thousands of years. And of course, since since he has existed since the dawn of creation. Mephisto has millennia of experience. On top of that, if Mephisto is in his realm, he is as powerful as Galactus, meaning he can fight Galactus to a stalemate. Within his realm, he is the supreme master of reality, meaning he can warp reality at any level. He is a master of magic and he is immortal. And his greatest power is that he has the ability of soul manipulation. So we can't call Mephisto a weak character by any means. Now comes to the most important question. How can Mephisto shape the future of the MCU? Mephisto is one of those characters whose story is linked to several important character arcs, including Doctor Doom, Doctor Strange, and Ghost Rider. The Doctor Doom's origin story is tied to Mephisto. Doctor Doom, aka Victor Von Doom, was the son of a doctor and a witch. He belonged to a Romani tribe whose people were from Latveria and were on the run from their own country's Balan. One day, his mother made a deal with Mephisto and gained some powers. With those new powers, she started killing the soldiers of a village in Latveria, but soon realized that Mephisto, in return, had killed all the children of the village. Victor's mother couldn't bear it and stopped, and was caught by the villagers who killed her. But even then, Mephisto didn't stop. He captured her soul and kept tormenting her forever. After becoming the king of Latveria, Victor used dark arts to summon Mephisto and made a deal to fight him for his mother's soul. Mephisto agreed to the deal with the condition that every year he would get one chance, and every time he loses to Mephisto, his people would hate him more. Doom agreed. This story is part of Doom's origin, and to know it in more detail, I will make a video for this topic. The dynamic between Doctor Strange and Mephisto always started because of Doom. When Strange helped Doom in bringing his mother's soul back, you can see this story in Doctor Strange's comics, where Doom trades Strange's soul for his mother's. When his mother sees Doom, she gets angry because her final wish was that Victor should never learn about the mystic arts. Then Doom and Strange trick Mephisto and escape from his realm. Everyone knows the story of Mephisto, and Ghost Rider, whose real name is Johnny Blaze, makes a deal with Mephisto, and in the end, Mephisto bonds him with the spirit of vengeance Zarathos. On top of that, news has already come that Marvel has started working on the Midnight Suns project, which clearly hints that Mephisto will have a major role in the Marvel future, and the leader of the Midnight Suns team will be Ghost Rider. Between Mephisto and Ghost Rider's rivalry will be at the forefront again. If the MCU was to show Doom's story too, their storyline could be a deeply emotional and strong standalone Doom movie. So to put it straight, Mephisto entering the MCU is a huge deal, which is hinting at a very promising Marvel future. But what do you think about Mephisto appearing in Ironheart? Would you want to see Mephisto in Avengers Doomsday? Let's talk about it in the comments. If you like the video, do hit like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.